Good afternoon and welcome to Catch It Live Sports. I'm Jimmy James. We've got this afternoon for you. OKR hosting the mighty Wigan Warriors. We've just kicked off. We had a couple of little issues there, so not actually my fault. Down this left-hand side. Blimey, Jake Arthur there almost spotted a little gap. 3 yards out, 2 yards out now, Hull FC. Fifth tackle coming up though. Down the left-hand side, Caesar, he's not going to put a kick in. He's going to try and bulldoze his way over the line. He's met by Farrell. The tackle's then finished off by Brad O'Neill, and that'll be the handover. Could he have put the kick in there, Caesar? Yeah, but there was an opportunity just to try and break the first tackle. He'd have been in with a chance of getting over, but Liam Farrell for the Warriors not allowing that to happen. Wigan penned in their own corner now, down this right-hand side. Now they've spread it left under the post. Noah Hodkinson in possession. Made about 2 yards though in the first two tackles, Wigan. Harvey Hill, big point to prove there. In the tackle on Wardle. Wardle gets to about 15 yards out. What can Thompson do? He can get to about the 25-yard line. 4 tackles burned up though in this set for the Warriors. O'Neill to Smith. He's going to put a kick in on the 4th. It's going to land about 25 yards out. And it's being brought back by Logan Moy. Good field position for Hull FC to start this set of 6. They're already over the halfway line, just 2 tackles gone. Herman SASA up to Wigan's 40. Caesar offers the ball up, then spreads it out to the right hand side. Forward pass there. Call it flat. Harvey Hill, centre field, spreads it left. Caesar keeps it going left. Hardacre back to Caesar. Missed pass down that left hand side. It's Lewis Martin in at the corner. That's the opening score for Hull FC. If, and it's a big if he didn't drop that ball before he put it down on the floor. The referee's given the try, but the video referee will be having a quick look at this because 6 tries now for Martin if it stands in Super League this season. I've got a feeling as he put that ball down, he lost control. He seems pretty confident though, so I'm pretty confident because he's confident that I've seen it wrong. Nice move there, run around from Caesar. Oh yeah, he should have put that down. He kind of sold a little bit of a dummy to Jai Field and he was so close to the try line. Field, he couldn't afford to take the dummy. He needed to stay on his... I wish they'd slow this down because I'm not convinced on that grounding, you know. And it's not Wigan tinted glasses. Slow it down. Kind of. I'll put the points on the board. Hardacre with the conversion to come. Right, let's have a quick look up. I need to put a C. Oh, where is it? Come on. Play games, win silly prizes. Right on the touchline here for Hardacre, so he'll have to have his kicking boots on. Alright, Aiden Caesar. Edit, I thought I'd already done that. No, I shanked that. Nowhere near. So, first blood, Hull FC. Hull FC are, before this game, sitting in 10th place currently. My 100k challenge, that fell last night. I can't believe it, that Castleford got beat at home by York. Castleford 14, York 20. That performance York put in against the Warriors the week before was absolutely abysmal. They obviously got a rocket after the game and they went out with a mission to put things right, and they certainly did that. Castleford in 16th and York still in 13th, but level on points now with Toulouse both on 8 points. Ball's on halfway. There was a knock-on by Hull FC. Bevan French puts that ball in. Wigan coming down that left-hand side. Wardle gets wrapped up. Briscoe in the tackle there. Just make sure my clock's on the ball. 9:05. Just pause it a little for a second. Right, who's that? Do you know something? I've never known it. With Rugby League, it's a real problem. Shirt numbers are an absolute... They're a thing of the past. You know, the squad numbers. They just kind of make them up as they go along, I think. Knocked on by Junior and Sember 15 yards out. That'll be a scrum head and feed to Hull FC. They all congratulate each other. I've just spotted someone on there, and I think it's number 26. Well, I don't have 26 as a number. Anyone know? Anyone in live chat can tell me. I'm sure it's number 26 for Hull FC. Who is that? I'm going to have to find out now. Number 26, Hull FC. Takes ages doing these team lineups, and then you've got that final hour where it's a mad scramble to put it all in and put the changes in. Number 26, I'm sure I saw that on the... yeah. Meet the first team on Hull FC's website. No numbers. I'll find out before the end. Jake Arthur puts a kick in. It lands about 15 yards out. Nobody goes for the ball. Hull FC have recycled it. Still the fifth tackle. They're coming down this left-hand side once more. Oh, Lewis Martin threw himself to the floor there looking for a penalty. It's not football, son. It's not football. Oh, the on-field decision is no try. We're now going to be looking upstairs to see if Liam Farrell shepherded Lewis Martin out of the way. Maybe he did a little bit, but Lewis Martin's a big guy. You don't go throwing yourself to the floor like that. You can debate whether it was obstruction or not. So the kick comes in. Farrell comes across. Let's get this clocked. Right, I can have mine playing. So that kick comes in. Farrell's natural movement is coming across anyway. He can't get out of the way. He just keeps running. Did he impede Lewis Martin? Yeah, he did. Was it intentional? Probably. Will he get away with it? Probably, because he didn't change his direction of run. What's going to be coming now? No try. So it's not a penalty try. But they have given a penalty to Hull FC. Yeah, he did put a little bit of a shoulder in right at the very end there, did Farrell, so that did for him. Anybody in live chat who can tell me who, I think it's number 24 I saw. Not number 24, that's Logan Moy. So it can't be him. It might have been 26 that I'm sure I saw, which is nobody. I'll find out who it is. Oh, now Harvey Hill's knocked on. Giving Wigan an absolute gift there. Trying to get up for the play of the ball, and the ball's just come loose. Thompson in the tackle there. Cade Ellis was in there. No arms in. Just a loose carry by Harvey Hill. Yeah, he knows. Punches the floor. Punches the floor in frustration as much as anything. Hardacre with a tackle on Adam Kieran. Wigan about 15 yards out. Thompson drives it in. Blimey, O'Reilly, governor. What a clash that was. Thompson driving it in. Somebody flew out of the Hull KR line. And what a collision. Who was that? Right, here we go. Who was that with the collision? Number 26. Number 26 for Hull FC. I'm going through the lineup now, and I can't see who it is. Salabio. Hugo Salabio it was. So he's not number 31. That's an absolute load of tosh. That's on Flash Score, that. Hugo Salabio is... What number did I say? 26. Do you know my memories? I'm getting older. Shocking. Shocking. Thompson's down on the floor as well for the Warriors. That'll be a little bit of a concern. He's not in a good way, Luke Thompson, there. Can't tell if that's a concerned look on Matty Pete's face or not, because his face, it looks like it's made out of clay. It never moves. He doesn't show a lot of expression, that is for sure. He's still on the floor. Is Luke Thompson. I think he's going to be coming off here. Which is not good for the Warriors, because he is our go forward. No, he can't put weight on that. Yeah, not in a good way. Right, we're just seeing the tackle again. It was S.A.'s teammate who landed on his ankle. A parting gift as he's off to Bradford, isn't he, at the end of the season, thanks to the salary cap. Don't get me started on the salary cap. These players need more money. Not the marquee players getting the bulk of it, and the rest get, well, we've got to give you a Mars bar and a Twix because that's all we've got left with the salary cap. It's not been changed for, is it 4 years, 5 years? Not good enough. So we're back underway anyway. Let's have a look at my clocks in front now. Jake Arthur puts a high kick in. Noah Hodkinson takes it well. Straight away Briscoe's on him, but no problem for the youngster there. Wardle drives it in. Up to the 10, then gets pushed back. He's about 8 yards out now. Tackling like demons at the moment, our Hull FC. Herman SA in there on Eckersley. 3 tackles gone, just over their own 10-yard line now. Kieran drives it in, gets to about 19 yards out. Hardacre with the tackle. Now the referee's pinged Hardacre for messing about at the play of the ball. Unlucky there, Hardacre, because he goes like that. What? He got up so quickly. It can't, unless it's for a high tackle from Matty Laidlaw, maybe. But I thought he'd done Hardacre for just hanging around at the ruck for a little bit too long, but it can't have been. So Wigan are now starting on the halfway line. SA tackled by Hill. Wigan have made a right bollocks of that. Knocked on, and now Hull FC have knocked on. That'll be scrum head and feed though to Hull FC. It was a poor pass to Smith, and Hull FC were offside. Shooting themselves in the foot at the minute. They have got that 4 points to 0 lead though. Lewis Martin with the first try of the game. Hardacre had a difficult attempt at a conversion, but it was a woeful effort. But still 4 on the board to the home side. 10 yards out Wigan. 3 tackles gone. Smith. French. They've got the overlap with Eckersley. He's in at the corner. Does the Superman dive. Puts the ball down before he's pushed out of play. That'll be Wigan back on level terms, and that came about because Hull FC getting caught offside. You can see what the plan is today, to get up in the face of the Wigan ball carrier and the player. But they just overcooked it. 14 tries on the season for Zach Eckersley so far. And it was Bevan French with a beautiful pass out to this right-hand wing. It's been a real source of tries for Wigan this season. So it was Harry Smith back to French. Missed out the pass to Kieran. And who was that? Number 5, Lewis Martin. Couldn't get across quick enough. He got hands on Eckersley, but not enough to put him out of touch and on the floor. Jade Ellis there in that build-up with a nice pass. So, overall, could it come down to kicking today? It definitely could. It looks hot as well for these players. They are going to have a problem with these temperatures. All taking on as much fluid as possible. Goal kicking before round 16. Second in the list, Adam Kieran, behind Jake Connor. 82% for Connor, 76% for Adam Kieran. Right on this near side touchline, about 24 yards out. Distance is never the problem, is it? It's just the accuracy from this angle. But being a left footer, it's on the good side for him to bend one in. That's going to slide past the far upright though. So, 4-4. What's the scores on the doors? Miss forward. It's all square. We're off and running again. Some aircraft flying around today. Where I live in Devon, blimey, there was a Hercules came over the hill yesterday. Thought it was going to fly into it. Brad O'Neill on his own 20, spreads it left. Driven in by Kieran McDermott. He seems to be getting quite a bit of game time at the moment for the Warriors, does Kieran McDermott. Well deserved as well. Wish we could see a little bit more of George Marsden, but when all these marquee players are fit, he's going to struggle as he needs to get into this team. Definitely one for the future though. Harvey Barron brings that ball back up to his own 10. Martin brings it forward. But just short of his own 20. Pretty central. Briscoe spreads it left. SA in the tackle. 3 tackles gone. 22 yards out. Hull FC. SASA bulldozes up to the 30. 4th tackle, Harvey Hill, what can he do? Drives it in. Kieran McDermott with the tackle. 5th tackle, so it's going to be a kick from Jake Arthur. It's gone over the shoulder. Oh, he's took it on his own goal line. It was going over his shoulder as well there for Jai Field. Runs back, gets back up to the 10. Hill and Briscoe with the tackle. Eckersley drives it into the line. Hits Laidlaw. The lump that is Laidlaw. He has his socks rolled down and he's just like, he's not the tallest of players, but he just looks like a solid brick wall. Frankie James in live chat, she says, good afternoon Frankie, good to have you in there. Hope you're doing well. And Wigan have made a right Horlicks of that. And it's Hull FC in possession. It was Patrick Mago with an offload that was awful offload. Picked up by Hull FC. You've got an overlap down the right hand side. Gets closed down by Jake Wardle. Set restart now for Hull FC. In at that right hand side for them. And that man we've just spoke about, Harvey Barron, bulldozes his way over. That's another 4 points on the board for Hull FC. Their fans are well happy with that. He needs to be careful because like me, he's got a little bit of ginger in that. Get some suntan lotion on, son. Harvey Barron, 5 tries this season, and he won't really score an easier one than that. All came about because of a stupid offload by Patrick Mago. It just slipped. It was a forward pass anyway. It kind of slipped out of his fingers. He should have just kept hold of it and taken the contact. Easy, I know, when you sat in a chair, you know, doing a commentary, but ultimately, you didn't have to be Stephen Hawkins to realise that that was never going to work. And a lovely pass to Barron there from Briscoe. Kind of passed it behind him. Made the gap for Barron. Lovely try for Hull FC. We can put them points on the board. There's nothing wrong with that at all. And Hull FC going great guns in this first 21, nearly 22 minutes. Players are getting towels round their necks, water on their head. Taking as much on as they can. They'll need it. They will need it. Hardacre with another difficult kick, this time on the right hand side. He needs to be careful as well with his bald head. Get some cream on that, son. Can't play rugby with, well, I suppose he could put a scrum cap on. Comes in, good connection, plenty of distance on it. Beautiful. James says, sounds Polish. It was Polish, Frankie. Polish football. Anyone who is watching in Poland? Dzień dobry, nie mówię po polski angielski, dziękuję bardzo. Wisła Kraków. Jazda! Tak. I'm off to Poland at the end of July. Go and have a trip to Wisła, go and get some more merchandise. Go see the dentist, have a few days in the old town, a bit of R&R, a few beers. Thompson's not coming back on. He's laid down across the benches. He doesn't look happy. He's got a pained face. Yeah, he's not going to be coming on, is he? Not off looking at him there. So Wigan, on a day like this with the heat, clock back on. That's not what you need. Losing one of your go-forward players. Arthur with the take. Now Hilt drives it in. Arthur in at dummy half. Spreads it left. 2 tackles gone. 15 yards out. Pretty central. Hull FC up to their own 20 now. 3 tackles gone. As the SA drives it in, he's met by Cade Ellis and McDermott. Are they going to put a kick in on the 4th? They are. They are. Jake Arthur puts a kick into space. Come across Jay Field. Picks it up on the 15 down that left-hand side. Now he comes in field. He evades Briscoe, but he can't evade Matty Laidlaw. Socks round his ankles, Laidlaw. Eckersley drives it forward. He's met by Hardacre up to his own 30. Bevan French comes in at dummy half, spreads it left. It's with Ollie Partington attacking that Hull FC line. Doesn't make any yardage after contact though, and he's stopped at his own 40. One-handed pick up by O'Neill. Short pass to Mago. Mago gets over the halfway line, but Hardacre takes his legs. And knocked on once again by Wigan. Is that Kieran McDermott in the line? It was indeed. It wasn't the best of passes. We'll call it flat at best. But Cade Ellis it was forward anyway from Ellis. Not a good pass. And Wigan cough the ball up. Hull FC will be in possession. Frankie James says, tack, tack, tack. If you don't know, that's yes in Polski. So, Hugo Salabio is going to come back on. That was after he was involved in that massive collision early on. I forgot who it was with. I think it was it Thompson? Where he shot out the line. Hardacre drives it forward from that scrum. Good starting position for Hull FC. Just inside their own half now. That'll be 2 tackles gone. SASA driving it forward, met by Ellis and Thompson. Burrow drives it in. Laidlaw drives it forward and he's stopped just short of Wigan's 40. 3 tackles gone. Space down this left-hand side. Good tackle from Adam Kieran because Litton was waiting for that pass. Now it's with Caesar, centre field. Long pass to the right-hand side. Laidlaw straightens it up. Tackled by Ellis. 5th tackle. Amir Burrow sends it to the right-hand side. A kick coming from Arthur, but it's picked up by Field. Field's then tackled by Burrow. It squirts out, it's knocked on, and Wigan have got the ball back in the possession, but it will be a scrum head and feed to Hull KR. What a great starting position. Not like, whether it's because that he looked like he was getting ready to float a pass out. He needed to be keeping hold of that ball in that position, did Jai Field. He knows better than that. Disappointed with himself. Disappointing outcome. And 10 yards out, just to the right of the post, Hull FC. Scrum head and feed. Barron tries putting that ball in. It's hit somebody's leg and come back out. The referee's not quite sure, so he says, oh, hang on. Right, pack down properly, lads. Space down this left-hand side. They're going to be in here. Oh, let the pass go, man. Oh, dear, dear, dear. What on earth was David Litton doing there? He had Martin on his outside, and he didn't let the pass go. The overlap was there. And he almost got pushed into touch himself. A let-off for the Warriors there. And hopefully, hopefully for me, they will live to regret that, Hull FC. Caesar, centre field. 10 yards out, gets that ball away to Laidlaw. Laidlaw with an offload there. To number 24, Logan Moy. He's trying to go himself. Gets it back to Laidlaw with an offload. He tries burying his way to the line, but he's met by Junior and Sember. Burrow down that right-hand side. Oh, is that a try for the Hull FC? I think Briscoe's got it down. Oh, hang on, we're going upstairs. On-field decision of no try. Possibly knocked it on. But the good thing is we'll have a good view of this, so it's not going to be ruled out because of insufficient evidence. None of that, cobblers. So it was number 6, Jake Arthur. He put a little grubber kick in. Everybody's onside, so that's not a problem. Tom Grant, video referee. Well, for me, he's got downward pressure there. That's going to be a try. This'll be reversed, and it will be a try. I think it's Harry Smith who couldn't get his hand to it, despite a dive and a slide. This is going to be 4 points on the board for Hull FC. So there's no problem with offside. Why? Smith, if he has knocked it, he's knocked it backwards. He got his hand to it. He didn't ground the ball. It's just whether that... Well, that's a try. I don't want it to be, but it's a try. Just give the try. It's whether he's knocked it on there. No, he moves his hands to the side, then he waits, the ball bounces up, then he puts his hands on the ball, then the ball's on the ground while his thumb and his fingers are on it. It's a try. Oh my word. Tom Briscoe, take a bow. He didn't, we're looking at the same thing over and over again. The picture's not going to change. If he didn't touch it there now, as the ball's in the air, he pulled his hands away waiting for it to bounce. Now it's in the air, it's bounced off the floor. Now he puts his hand on it. He's got his thumb and all of this is on his hand. Downward pressure, it's clear. Just give the try. Let's move on. The players won't be bothered because they're all taking on as much fluid as they can possibly get. But for me, that on-field decision of no try is going to be reversed, and it will be a try. If it's not, no try! What? What? Briscoe looks and can't believe it. Arthur looks and can't believe it. What? He didn't touch it there. He's got downward pressure on that ball. I can't believe that I've just seen. When I do the highlights video of this game, I'll put this clip in and you watch it and you make your own mind up. For me, it's a try, and Hull FC, I think they've been done there. Wigan got away with one. 61% possession for Hull FC in this match so far. Almost double the metres made of the Warriors. And the scoreboard doesn't really tell how dominant, really, Hull FC have been so far. Almost all the game has been played in the middle third or Wigan's final third. Hull FC have not been defending the try line that much. Partington drives it in. Bounces off Salabio, who's back on. I think I mentioned that. Wigan up to Hull FC's 20. 3 tackles gone. Brad O'Neill spreads it left. Smith to Field, who's coming to the line. Can't break that line. Arthur with the tackle. O'Neill in at dummy half. There's a head collision there. They're going to have to stop this. I think it might be Joe Bachelor it is. Number 11. Yeah, Joe Bachelor. He's I'd like to see what happened here again. Whether it was more friendly fire, I'm not sure. It's a warm one today. It's beautiful, this sunny weather. All these people moaning about the sunny weather. Alright, it's a bit difficult sleeping at night, but get your windows open, get a fan on, make the most of it. I have a bad back. Painkillers for the rest of my life. Because I should have had it fused, and now they're not doing it, thankfully. It's going to be a HIE. He don't look too... he's going to stand up, but... Bachelor took a real clump then. We've not seen it, but the way he's acting and the way that they're looking after him now... He's on his knees and he's upright, but he doesn't look comfortable at all. Yeah, this heat does wonders for my back. So, coming on is going to be Jeremiah Matotia. Yeah, he's a head injury assessment. Oh, he's walking off, that's a good sign. He didn't look comfortable, Bachelor, there. We haven't seen a replay of what actually happened. Jed Cartright's coming on. And I think Matotia might have been for the HIA. I've not seen any graphics yet. Yeah, let me know in live chat, are you enjoying this heat or not? I know for some people, it must be horrendous. You know, if you've got an illness or you're a real fatty and you can't get washed proper. You see these people who can't get out of bed, don't you? Mostly in America. Wigan, chance to get in there. Ellis thought about putting that ball over, then realised would have been a double movement, so kept hold of it. Now it's with Smith. Mago to the right, to French. French, what's he going to do? Thought about doing something, but by the time he has done anything, he's wrapped up by Hardacre. Adam Kieran in dummy half. Mago driving it in under the post. Salabio's there. Then the post also helps. O'Neill in at dummy half. Smith to Field, going down that left-hand side. Field didn't let the pass go, and he's wrapped up by Jed Cartright, who's just come on as a substitution, so he's nice and fresh. Now it's with Smith. Mago centre field. 10 yards out, driving forward. Hardacre, Harvey Hill, Salabio takes them 3 to stop him. 5th tackle, O'Neill spreads it right to Smith. He puts a little chip kick through. Absolutely straight into the feet of Laidlaw. Laidlaw then picks the ball up well, and a little bit of petulance from Smith. The tackle's made, and he's kind of picked up Laidlaw's leg, and the referee said he tilted him, has he? It wasn't a tilt, but either way, poor end to the set from the Warriors, and Hull FC's defence is looking pretty solid. Certainly chalk and cheese when you compare it to York last week against the Warriors. They were absolutely horrible. It was embarrassing at times to watch that. But yet they come out last night, did my 100 grand challenge bet, beating Castleford 14 points to 20. 2 tackles gone, just over the halfway line, Hull FC. Matautia, he must be about 7 foot tall, drives it over Wigan's 40. Caesar, centre field, looks for a gap. He's found the gap. He pushes O'Neill away. Hands off Jai Field. He's still going. And Semba brings him down a yard short. What a run that was by the Hull FC captain, Caesar. Now he's having a word with the referee. He's not happy. Hull FC are bulldozing the way over the line. I can't see who that is. There's just a pile of bodies. And it's Jed Cartright who's just come on. He was held up, so back on the 10-yard line. 5th tackle. Now it's with Arthur. What's he going to do? Puts a kick in over this left-hand side. A good kick as well. It's been picked up by Hull FC. There's just another pile of bodies, and it's definitely been held up. But it's whether it was knocked on. They're going upstairs. I don't know why. On-field decision, no try. Frankie says, pay a fortune to go abroad. You pay a fortune for this weather. You go abroad and they've got nothing apart from cheap beer and cheap fags. What can they offer? So, from the kick from Jake Arthur, it's everybody on this left-hand side is onside. So it's a challenge in the air by Martin and Eckersley. No, I don't know who that came off. It's gone backwards, so it's either a knock-on by Wigan or it's fair to play on because Martin's knocked it backwards. So then we're going to be looking at the pickup. The pickup is by... Who's that coming in there? This isn't important. We're looking at who's knocked it backwards towards Hull FC. Well, if Wigan have knocked it on, it's play on. And if Martin's knocked it backwards, why are we looking? Because it's play on. Tom Grant, they look at the wrong thing sometimes. This we're looking at rocking and rolling as to who's not got the hand on it. So what? Doesn't matter. I think is that David Litton? He's held up, so we can only be looking at this to see what the restart is. That's all this fuss is about. Yeah, on-field decision, no try. And it was Litton. Litton's complaining there was a high tackle in there. Look at me eye. Bevan French is saying what? But his eyes come up. His eye has come up like that. So as French came over, they say that the first contact was on the shoulder, but then it slid off the shoulder into the face of Litton, and the Hull FC fans are up, as you would imagine. Hull FC 10, Wigan 4. Just sort my clock out. There we are, we're bang on. So Cade Ellis driving it forward. 4 tackles gone. Wigan just inside their own half. O'Neill spreads it left. McDermott drives it in. SASA. he landed in his well, that hurt McDermott. That he kind of landed in SASA's ample leg with his head. High kick comes in, taken well by Harvey Barron. He's looking now to get down that right hand side, wrapped up by Wigan. McDermott's hobbling. We don't need him going off. We've lost Thompson for the rest of this game. I'll be amazed if he comes back on. And now Wigan have been caught offside. Big cheer from the home fans. Who was it? Oh, right in front of the referee, it was McDermott who was limping as well, so you're kind of drawing attention to yourself anyway. He was about 3 yards off. Crazy. So now this set of 6, 45 yards out in Wigan's half. SASA drives it in, brought down by Patrick Mago. That's the unstoppable force meeting the immovable object. Matotia drives it in, just outside Wigan's 20. Burrow, is that how I don't know how you pronounce that actually. Laidlaw in at dummy half, spreads it left, it's with Caesar. Coming down this left-hand side, Arthur, short pass there to Litton. Litton, is he going to get in this time? No! He's stopped half a yard short by Partington. Coming down the right-hand side now, Arthur, missed pass. Laidlaw ran through the line. Everything stopped. Now the referee's going to pull him for that. Should have took the voluntary tackle. It was a little bit obvious. Everybody stopped, even the Hull FC players, for like, well, either take a knee and voluntary tackle, or... But Arthur threw a long pass out there to number 12, Jed Cartright. Looked dangerous since he's come on as an interchange, as Cartwright. So we can get us back underway just inside their own 40. Partington drives it into Hardacre and SASA. Guess what? Makes no yardage after contact. Harriman's come on for the Warriors, in at dummy half, spreads it left. Ellis up to the halfway line. Matotia with the tackle. Harriman dummy half once again. Got a mullet. Spreads it left to Smith. And Sember. He drives it in. Doesn't make any yardage after contact. Good defensive effort this from Hull FC. And another set of 6 though, messing about the play of the ball. Briscoe involved there. A complete difference to what we've seen last time out. York were just giving up 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 yards on every contact basically. Not so with Hull FC. Even Patrick Mago's been brought down in that tackle there with Matotia. 3 tackles gone for the Warriors. Brad O'Neill dummy half. 15 yards out. They're going down this left hand side. Field gets away from Arthur on that first tackle. Spreads it right to Smith. Smith gets that ball down, and it was also, it wouldn't have counted because it was a forward pass, but Logan Moy just stood there and took the contact of Smith running at him full straight on. He knew he needed to wrap man and ball because the momentum's going to take Smith over the line, and Smith got the ball down, but forward pass. But Logan Moy, take a bow. Didn't shirk his responsibilities there, that is for sure. So it's a 10-yard out scrum head and feed to Hull FC. Centre field. Just under 5 minutes to go. Barron drives it in there. Briscoe comes in at dummy half. 10 yards out. And Barron's on the floor there. They've run straight onto him. I think as he fell backwards, when you get the whiplash of your head flying back, and as he was tackled, he's gone down. He's all right, his legs are moving, but he's not moved now. His head, if that makes sense. And straight away, the physio came rushing on. He was walking around the field, I think. Video referee will be having a look at this. The Hull FC fans, they're shouting, off, off, off. I didn't actually see anything wrong with the tackle, but sometimes, unless you see a replay of it in slow motion, Ellis it was, I think, with the tackle, saying to the referee, I don't know what that's all about. Referee's going like that as though he's having a word with the video referee. And I think that's Harvey Barron who's on the floor. The treatment the players get now when there is a head injury, they straight on it out to the physio staff. They won't let them move the head, and just as it should be. It is a tough old game, isn't it? Do you know, I have never played rugby league. He's just trying to twist his head now and see how he is. Yeah, I've never played rugby league. I went when I was, how old would I have been? 14-year-old. I went to 2 training sessions at a club in Manchester. Not for me. Just because I was more bothered about, I've said this before, I was more bothered about self-preservation than playing the game. So I'd leave it to the bigger lads. He's walking off now, but he's going to have to go off for a HIA. He got picked up a little bit off the floor, and then he had, it was Wardle actually, who fell on top of him. And as he fell on top, I think his gum shield might have come out there. As he fell onto the floor, Wardle's shoulder kind of fell into the side of his head. And that was the, he's not happy that he's got to go off for a HIA, but when you're lying on the floor like that and you can't move, you've got to go and have a HIA. Right, there we are. The clock's up to date. I can hear, if you can hear a squeaking noise, I've got the door open to my studio, my garden shed, and it's squeaking. It's just so hot. I've got the fan going, which is a godsend in this weather. Hull FC up to the halfway line. SASA bounces off the first tackle from Partington, still going. Now Cade Ellis gets in there with Brad O'Neill, can't get the offload away. In at dummy half is Will Hodkinson. Spreads it to the right hand side on the 5th. The high kick comes in. It's going to land 15 yards out. No, Hodkinson takes it. As soon as he takes it though, Hull FC bundle him into touch. Zach Hardacre, first man there, waited and waited and waited for Hodkinson to take that ball. As soon as his feet touched terra firma, the tackle was made. He was waiting like a praying, you could see him like a praying mantis. Wrapped up Hodkinson. He's not the biggest of players, is he? And over the sideline he went. He Wiganed Wigan. That's Wigan's party piece, isn't it? Putting people into touch. Well, Hardacre proved whatever you can do, we can do. And with, 2.5 minutes to go before half time, it's Hull FC on the front foot. 15 yards out they'll be starting from. Harvey Hill gets us back underway. Oh, Matotia runs into Cade Ellis and bounces off him. Keeps hold of the ball though. They're going to come down this left-hand side again, Hull FC. That's number 24, Logan Moy. He decides then to come back inside. 2 tackles gone. Over the 10, SASA. Up to the 5th before Mago makes up to 5 metres out before Mago makes contact. Now he's a yard short. In at dummy half, Will Hodkinson spreads it right. It's with Arthur. A little reverse pass there to Hardacre. He's going lateral. Now he's knocked it on. Ball comes free. I think it might have been stolen. And referee says play on, so it's Wigan in possession. Let Wigan off the hook there, have Hull FC. Eckersley driving it forward. Up to his own 20. Farriman in it dummy half. Spreads it left to Partington. Partington drives it in. Now Hull FC have been pinged for offside. Need to get a wriggle on do Wigan here because we've got 80 seconds to go. Kick comes in from Smith, so Wigan will be starting on Hull FC's 30. The clock is Hull FC's friend at the moment. So Kieran gets us underway, spreads it left to French, to Mago. Mago straightens it up, drives it in. Matotia with the tackle, helped by Harvey Hill. Centre field, 30 yards out. Farriman in it dummy half, spreads it left to Smith. Smith to field, to Wardle. Wardle doesn't let the final pass go to Hodkinson. He straightens it up, tackled by Hardacre, 20 yards out. 2 tackles gone. Ellis and Mago drives it up, wrapped up by SASA. 3 tackles gone. Farriman dummy half, central, goes right to Bevan French. French with the short pass to Partington. Partington's wrapped up by by Litton and Harvey Hill. 4th tackle. Wigan coming to the left now. Good pick up there by Ellis. And a lovely floated pass by Ellis to Nsemba. Now it's with Wardle. Wardle trying to get an offload away. That ball's come loose and gone forward. Picked up by Hull FC. Once again, lovely defence by Hull FC. Not panicking. Not having one person who flies out of the line and leaves that gap. They're going up in unison. Caught offside a couple of times, but overall in this first half, Hull FC, they've got the defensive unit set. And that will be half time. We'll be going in at half time with Hull FC a 10 points to 4 lead over the Warriors. And you can't say that they haven't deserved it. They've had most of the possession. They've had the majority of the chances. I mean, they've been held up over Wigan's goal line, 2 times? And they've had a couple of opportunities that they've kind of blown. I'm trying to think of the pass that didn't get let go to Martin when he had the overlap on. Can't remember who it was. But if that pass had have gone, it would have been 4 points on the board to Hull FC. So they've definitely bossed that first half. And when they put performances in like that, you've got to wonder how they're sitting in 10th before this game. Losing last time out, they got that good thumping, didn't they, to Wakefield. But Wakefield, they were coming off that humiliating second half against the Warriors, so they had something to prove. And yeah, they did prove it with a Hull 10, Wakefield 36 victory. But yeah, to be sitting in that position with that first half performance, they lost 12-4 to Warrington. Okay, Warrington going great guns this season, apart from that performance they put in against Leeds, which was shocking. Shocking. They got a thumping away at Lee, 42 points to 6. And they lost to Bradford in a nail-biter by 2 points, 16 points to 14. So it's been a little bit inconsistent performance-wise for Hull FC, which for the fans and for the coaching staff, when you can come out in the first half and put a performance in against the Warriors, who at the minute seem to be just blowing everybody away. Not so. No, obviously, half-time, long way to go in this second half in this heat. The Warriors have got the blow, though, of losing Thompson in that first half to an ankle injury. So it's not all going to plan for the Warriors on the field and with the scoreboard. What Matty Pete's going to say at half-time, I'm not too sure he can say anything. You know, cut out the mistakes. That's a definite. I mean, I think it was the Barron try on 21 minutes for Hull FC. That came about by Patrick Mago trying to get an offload away that was ridiculous. Just take the contact. We know what you can do. We know how big you are. But not every time you go into contact do you have to get an offload away. And it looked like he was desperate to do it. And it's one of them where the ball, he didn't even have a good grasp of it. He had 2 hands on it, but the ball's like towards his fingertips, and he still tried sending the pass. Well, in this heat, obviously sweaty hands, it kind of slipped out, and it went forward as well, which made things even worse. Picked up by Hull FC. And the rest is history. 21 minutes to try for Barron. So it's not all going to plan for the Warriors. Hull FC, well, what's Andy Last still the interim coach, isn't he, at the moment? That's my understanding anyway. If anyone knows different, let me know in live chat. But Andy Last at half-time, what's he going to say to his charges? Don't change anything. Just keep going as you are. Cut out the offside if you can help it. But that's the kind of game that Hull FC are playing at the moment. They're trying to get into the faces of the Wigan players. Not so much on the 4th and 5th tackle, which makes perfect sense. Often they'll hang back, won't they, waiting for that kick to come in. You don't want anybody breaking the line, and you don't want to be giving an offside away on a 4th or 5th tackle. But certainly for the first 3 tackles, they are up as a unit, and they're giving Wigan no space at all. And it's, like I've said, a completely different game than we saw last week when Wigan played York. Hull FC, they're not falling off tackles. They're not needing to have 3, 4 and sometimes 5 players into a tackle like York did. When you're doing that, you put 4 players into a tackle, a quickish play of the ball, and there's an overlap somewhere, whether it's down either flank or whether there's a gap in the middle. 4 players on one, you know, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to realise that somewhere there's a gap. Well, we're not seeing that today with Hull FC because their players are tackling really well. Nobody's really dropped off a tackle. The first tackle is stopping the momentum. Somebody else is coming in for support. Maybe a third if it's needed to stop an offload. But I'd say the first 2 tacklers are doing the job, which means that the space that the Warriors are looking for isn't always readily available. Now, they put a lot of effort into that first half, our Hull FC. Is it going to tell in the second half? You know, there's only so much energy in the tank. You know, the battery will drain. Are they gonna keep it going for 80 minutes? In this heat, it's going to take some effort. But, you know, when you're ahead on the scoreboard, gives you that little bit of impetus, doesn't it? It's always easier to have the energy when you're on reserve tanks, when you're defending a lead. You know, if you're 12, 16, 18 points down, it's kind of, the game's gone, and, you know, you don't dip into them real energy reserves, do you? But, yeah, this second half is going to be an absolute corker. The Warriors, all right, they're only down by 6, but in that first half, they've not really pressured Hull FC's goal line. The high ball that's come in, Barron's looked fine under it, no real problems. Hardacre, once of the Warriors, he's having a good game for Hull FC. Martin looks dangerous down this left-hand side. I'm convinced he should have had another try, you know, and if the pass had just gone, he would have had enough about him to get in at the corner. And I'm absolutely convinced, that incorrectly, Hull FC had a try chalked off. It went on the field decision was no try. It went up to the video referee. Oh, come on, Jimmy, stop messing about. I'm just trying to set my clock up. It went upstairs to the video referee, and the video referee went backwards and forwards, rocking it on a frame, and was there a touch or wasn't there? There wasn't a touch. You could see Briscoe clearly waited, moved his hands that way, made that movement, let the ball settle down, and once it had bounced, then he put downward pressure on, and he got a full half a hand's worth of pressure. And I'm convinced that the only reason that try didn't get given was because it was unclear that you couldn't see if he had got a touch. But he made that movement to leave it. He was absolutely convinced that he'd got the try. It gets overruled though. Well, it didn't get overruled, that's the thing. Probably they'll say insufficient evidence. Maybe the camera was a little bit blurred, or maybe they need some of that technology that they use in the cricket. You know, the Ultra Edge, where the ball has a little sensor in it or something like that. And when the hands are there, it'll come up with something like pressure on the right hand side of the ball. They can do all sorts now. They can send somebody to the moon apparently. So did we go in, when was it, 60? When did they go to the moon? I can't remember what year. Did they go to the moon? There's not a cat in hell's chance. I can't see that. Let me know in live chat. Did we go to the moon first time around? I wasn't born till 71, so I didn't watch it. But yeah, in all the technology that they've got now, you'd think they'd have something where you could put a sensor in a ball. You know, it sounds far-fetched, doesn't it? But they do it with football. Did it go over the line and you get a vibration if it did? Somebody must be able to have a sensor in a ball. It'd be constantly going off, but so what? If the ball's in the air and you get the player, has he got his hands on it? You can have it like a heat map around the ball. There's so much money in the game now. You know, if you imagine something like that, we're trying to cut errors out of the game, aren't we, from the officiating? What if that was for, say, a grand final and something like that happened, and it was a try and it's not given just because of a lack of technology or a lack of clarity on the picture? Could be worth millions of pounds. Yeah, I going back to that 100k challenge, by the way, I honestly thought that this weekend was going to be one of the easier weekends. I got the Leeds game last night, and I thought Leeds would have too much for Hull KR, which proved to be right. I watched that game, and do you know what was great to watch? In the 80 minutes while it was being played, real animosity between the two sets of players. You know, you've got Connor trying to wind everybody up. You've got Mikey Lewis. He loves to have a wind up as well. And it seemed like that was taken away from some of the skills on shore. You know, players were charging out of the line and trying to get them big hits in there. Reece Martin was one of them, obviously once of Leeds. But there was one occasion where the same set of 6, twice he come flying out of the line looking for a victim. And he got sidestepped pretty much on both occasions. But that intensity, both teams are better than what we saw last night. And comfortable victory in the end for Leeds, winning by 34 points to 8. But certainly it shows the rawness and the brutality of rugby league. At times, along with finesse and grace. That's why I love it so much. Absolutely love watching rugby league. You know, if it's not Wigan who are playing, who I support, you've still got an interest in the game. The game itself is interesting. In live chat, let's have a look. Just seen a message come through. Bolthead, it says, based off the first half, do you think Wigan are going to come back and win? I'm at work and haven't been able to watch. Well, Bolthead, if the first half stays the same in the second half, it'll be close. But Hull FC definitely had the bulk of the possession, they had the bulk of the chances. And I don't know if you heard what I was saying. They've had a try chalked off that for me it was a try. But we go with what we've got, so it's 10 points to 4. Have Wigan played well in that first half? No. Have they done anything wrong particularly? Not really. You know, a couple of handling mistakes. One of them a forward pass and knock on by Patrick Mago, which cost us a try. So cut the mistakes out and then see. What's going to be key in this second half is whether Hull FC, if they can keep up this pace and this intensity in this heat. A downside for Wigan is we've lost Luke Thompson with an ankle injury pretty early on, and he's one of our main players for go forward, isn't he? You know, we've obviously got Patrick Mago, but in this heat he's going to be doing 5-6 minute stints, 10 minutes tops, and that's it. Whereas with Thompson, you get that go forward ball, and when Hull FC's defence is as good as it is, moving up as a unit for the first 3 tackles, sometimes the first 4 tackles, they're giving Wigan no space. A couple of occasions we've seen Jyfield and Bevan French look to break through the line and do that run where they move like an eel and they glide through defences. There's no gaps with this Hull FC defence at the moment, and that's because, like I said, they're only needing 2 players in the tackle, maybe a third. Wigan, the forwards and the pack, they're not able to pull that 4th and 5th defender in on a regular basis, which means quick play of the ball, the space isn't there, the gaps aren't created through the ruck. So to answer your question, could Wigan come back in this second half? Definitely so. Would I expect them to? If I had somebody say to me now, right Jimmy, call this result and you get £1 million, I would be a Wigan Warriors supporter. Well, I am a Wigan Warriors supporter, but in this game I'd be expecting Wigan to come back in the second half. Maybe could be 2-4 points in this game either way, but I'd expect Wigan to come out with a slightly better performance in this second half. Cut out the little errors. There's been 4 or 5 knock-ons in that first half. Alright, you can kind of understand it with the conditions. So hot, players with greasy hands, slippy hands, you know, it can happen. But there's been a few knock-ons and a few forward passes where the timing's just out a little bit. Hull FC do what they've done in that first half, it's game on. If Wigan improve slightly, I could see them taking it. If Hull FC's tempo drops, getting into Wigan's face in this second half, I could see Wigan sneaking it. But, do you know, if it turned out to be something like Hull FC 20, Wigan 16, I could see that as a score as well. But as a Wigan supporter, I'm always optimistic and I always think we can do better. I think we will do better in this second half, and I think we will take the points back to Lancashire. But it's not going to be easy, and they're going to have to apply themselves. Players are just coming back out. Get ready to get me clock on the go. I hope you're not working too hard, Vault Edits, or at least think you're in an air-conditioned room. Smith gets us underway. High kick. Picked up by Zach Hardacre. Spreads it to his left-hand side. Drives it in. Now it's driven in by Joe Bachelor. O'Neill with the tackle in Farrimond. Eze drives it in. Takes 3 Wigan players there. Partington and Ellis in. Now Harvey Hill up to the 40. 4 tackles gone. Mason Mount in at dummy half. Oh no, it's not. It's Amir Burruff. Does have a look at Mason Mount. 5th tackle coming up just on the halfway line, central. So it comes back to Arthur. Arthur puts a high kick in. It's going to land on the 10. Fields underneath it. Takes it safely enough. Makes about 5 yards. And Matautia with the tackle along with Harvey Hill. Eckersley drives it in. He had a bit of claret coming out of his eye in the first half, so that'll have been tidied up at half time. Maybe a stitch. Farrimond in at dummy half. Spreads it right to Adam Kieran. Gets up to his own 40. 3 tackles gone. Brad O'Neill, what can he do? Gets the offload away as Matautia makes the tackle. Ellis left to Mago. Mago over the halfway line. Mago knocks that ball on and it's picked up by Harvey Hill. This is the kind of mistake that Wigan need to cut out. You know, it's good defensive work from Hull FC, but it's a loose carry under one arm going into contact. Lovely offload there by, I didn't see who it was, from, it was Litton, got a great offload away there. Moy spreads it right. Now Harvey Hill drives it forward. Brought down by Nsemba and Farrimond. Burra spreads it left. Caesar. Eze. Into contact. French is there. 4 tackles gone. 5 yards out down that left side. Moy spreads it right. Caesar, what's he going to do? He doesn't put a kick in. He spreads it right to Arthur. Now it's Joe Bachelor. He drives it into contact on the 10 with Mago. That's where he's brought down. 5th tackle coming up. Central. What are they going to do? Short ball there to Eze. He's trying to bulldoze his way over the line. He's half a yard short. Can't outstretch that arm. It's going to be the handover to the Warriors. Eze then throws the ball away. Maybe in frustration. Maybe a little bit of just get a bit of breath in our lungs while we retrieve it. Referee lets him get away with it. I think the ref's probably trying to have a breather as well. So it's going to be Brad O'Neill in at dummy half. Jai Field spreads it right to Eckersley. That defensive line has one from Hull FC. They are up. Made a yard there, if that, Wigan. Adam Kieran gets to about 15 yards out. Now it's with Partington looking for a gap. Good luck in this Hull defence at the moment. Harvey Hill, what are you doing, son? Partington was getting up there and Harvey Hill's grabbed hold of his shirt and pulled him back down, and the referees pinged him for it. They'd done all the hard work, Hull FC. You could see they were trying to keep Wigan inside Wigan's 30, make them kick from deep, and Harvey Hill's released all that pressure. Now Wigan are going to be starting from Hull FC's 40. We're underway, driven in by Ellis. Almost tripped himself up before he went into contact, but he's up to the 30. Farrimond in at dummy half, spreads it left. O'Neill to Smith, and Nsemba straightens it up. Now he comes in behind Smith, up to the 20. Now he's knocked it on in contact and gets a pat on the chest from Amir Bruff. Hull FC celebrating, and why wouldn't you? Wigan, they've just got the opportunity that they've been given by a mistake from Harvey Hill. They've gained all that free yardage in the second play, going into contact, knocking on. Now, I understand you've got sweaty arms, sweaty hands, but you know that before you go into contact. Get a grip of the ball. Now, we're going upstairs. Captain's challenge. It's a loose carry. You could see as he went into contact, even if there's an arm in there, it's not a strip. It's just contact, and that's what brought that ball loose. So, Nsemba going into the tackle. Who's there? Harvey Hill. Matoti is not involved yet. Hill puts the shoulder in. Nothing wrong at all. It's Eze, is it? Who he's... Yeah, Eze. He stands his ground. There's nothing wrong with this by Hull FC. Whether they're doing it because they want get a bit of air in the lungs of Warriors, but that is just, I mean, with 43, nearly 44 minutes on the clock, that's just, hey? Challenge successful. They've done him, what have they done him for? Have they done him for a shoulder charge? Oh, they have. Well, they didn't show us that angle. So it's a penalty for Wigan. Bit soft in my opinion, but there you go. So it's Wigan. Get a little bit of luck there in my opinion. But as a Wigan fan, like I said, we'll take it. Now they've spread that ball to the right hand side. It's been knocked on by Cartwright, but a good interception attempt. Because it was heading towards Bevan French. So it'll be scrum, head and feed to Wigan. Centre field, 10 yards out. They're having a little bit of luck, the Warriors, shall we say. Field broke the line. Hodkinson is going to go in at the corner. No problem whatsoever. 4 on the board for the Warriors. You know, if I was a Hull FC fan, I would be really, really pissed off with some of the decisions I've seen today. I'm convinced I'm going to do a highlights video of all these games. I'll put a screenshot up or a little video of the try in the first half that was ruled out for Hull FC. And Briscoe, I'm convinced he put the ball down. He didn't make contact first of all. Moved his hands away, and as the ball bounced, then he put downward pressure. But video referee didn't overturn the on-field decision of no try. And then that challenge successful by the Warriors there. There was a shoulder went in. Didn't look like SASA was trying to wrap, but you could argue that he was just late getting his arm. So you could feel a little bit hard done by. Let's pause that clock. Give Wigan 4 points. And to level things up, there's a kick to come for Adam Kieran. He's about 5 yards in from the left-hand side, but as a left footer, it's not the best angle for him. To level things up. Good contact. Pushes it though. Pushes it to the left of the post, so Hull KR, they keep that lead 10 points to 8. There was a missed tackle in there from Hull FC on Jai Field that allowed that final pass to Noah Hodkinson. Noah Hodkinson, he scored 640 tries for Wigan this season. It feels like that. Let's get this clock. We're back underway. Hull FC, high hanging kick from the kick-off. Hodkinson underneath it, spreads it right to Cade Ellis. Ellis drives it in, just short of his own 10. Bachelor in with a tackle. He puts some good hits in, doesn't he, Bachelor? 3 tackles gone for the Warriors, up to their own 30. Parryman in at dummy half, spreads it right. Mago over the 40. Now he's knocked it on again in the contact. What is he doing? There's a few pats on the back that he's getting from the Hull FC players as well. They need to stop doing that, really. You know, that's not what the game's about, is it? Congratulate with your teammates on a job well done, but ultimately Farrell's not coming out for that second half. He's in his civvies, so that's another blow to the Warriors. And I also did Harvey Hill, I think it was Hill, I did him a disservice there. I thought he'd patted Mago on the back and he didn't. He went like that on his own hand. So yeah, he's done his forearm in a tackle in the first half, did Liam Farrell. So we've lost Farrell and we've lost Thompson. Thompson with an ankle injury. Good contest this. Good even contest. Rough in at dummy half. Caesar, central. Do you know what Caesar did there? He showed the ball, and as he went to bring it back in, he juggled it. It must be the sweat that's causing the issue. He kept hold of it, but Harvey Hill drives it in. He's met by Cade Ellis. He gets over Wigan's 20. Wardle's helping. He's still going Hill. Referee calls held. Arthur trying to go himself. He's stopped 3 yards short. Fifth tackle coming up. Burrow in at dummy half. Spreads it back to Caesar. Caesar's wrapped up almost by Bevan French. Tried to get a kick away. Any kick. Couldn't do it. And I think he was complaining that he thought Bevan French might have been a little bit offside there. He got up quick, did French. And now Hull FC have been done for offside. Do you know if I was Hull FC? I don't think I would change anything. I would keep pushing offside because they've been pinged for offside now. I think it's about 4 times. But I mean, they've just got away with that one there as well. But it's putting Wigan off the stride, giving Wigan no space, and Wigan now don't know. Now there's a Patrick Mago's getting some treatment there. I'm not sure what's going on. The referee's just stopped play. Yeah, Hull FC, what they've been doing, they've obviously planned this from the start of the game because it's from the very first set that they had to defend. They've all moved up as a line. Tackling has been great by them today. So yeah, I wouldn't change it. Yeah, you might be pushing offside, get pinged a couple of times, but it's working the rest of the time, and a couple of offsides here and there. It's worth the price of the occasional penalty. Mago's going off. Kieran McDermott's coming on as the interchange. And it's we're back underway. Harvey Hill's had a good game as well against his former club. Point to prove. McDermott up to Hull FC's 30. Farriman in at dummy half. Ellis tries a little step, gets away with it. An offload to Farriman there. 25 yards out. Trying to find some space. Can't do it. And a good tackle there by Jed Cartright. Came on as an interchange in that first half, Cartwright, and he's played really well since he came on. Wardle's trying to look for room. Now Haddock has dropped off a tackle. Wardle's there. And he's almost ankle tapped, and oh my word. He was there. Bachelor's just been pinged for a penalty. But Wardle was there, and you could see the line, and he knew his elbow had hit the floor, and it's like, do I? And he didn't. And luckily for him, he didn't. Now they've just been done for, I think the referee's done for offside. Ellis, he's fouled 6 inches short, is he? Or has he got that ball down? No. Centre, 10 yards out. No, it's down the right-hand side. A pass to field. It's gone through his hands, but it's gone backwards. Then he's wrapped up by Caesar. Now Partington's come in and pushed Caesar off him. Now they're all in. There's a right schmozzle on the go. There's nobody going to throw a punch though, is there? Because you're going to get one of them and it'll be red if you do. This is where they need to allow a little bit more leeway. Just for a little bit more of a... You know, it becomes a little bit frustrating for the players, I'm pretty sure. You can't go around having players clumping each other and coming in windmilling and throwing haymakers. But when everybody gets there and it's like nobody can really throw a punch, I think within reason you should be allowed to maybe... I think you should be allowed to maybe not go headbutting each other, but just the odd little swing of a hand that's not a fist. Right, so there's been a challenge here. We're going upstairs. What are we going for? So the on-field decision, it was a knock-on, but the ball definitely went backwards through Jyfield's hands. What happened was then, he then reclaimed the ball. Caesar tackled him and wrapped him up. Caesar wouldn't then let go of him. And I think it was Ollie Partington who came in then and gave Caesar a shove, which he took exception to. Then somebody else came, a white shirt came into the shot, flashed across. Then they were all in. This is why my gran, she used to love rugby league. She's gone on now, bless her. But she used to love rugby league in the old days. That and wrestling on Saturday afternoon. Big Daddy and Giant Haystacks. Well, unsuccessful, that challenge. Referees Union sticks together. I thought it went backwards, but... So has he... No, he hasn't. I don't know why that's been unsuccessful, but there you go. Cartwright was in there as well. Harvey Hill's in there trying to pull Zach Eckersley away. Even little Logan Moy was getting involved. We're having a word now with all the players and the referee. So it's going to be a scrum head and feed. 15 yards out, central, and it'll be Hull FC to get us back underway. They're playing havoc with my clock. I did say clock. 51:50. Zach Hardaker almost breaks the line. Noah Hodkinson hanging on to him for dear life. Briscoe drives it in. The tempos and the intensity has just increased since that incident. The crowd's up for it. The players are up for it. They're responding. And now Wigan have been caught offside. There we are. Clock's up to date. It drives me mad, this clock, having to do it manually. So we're back underway. Matotia drives it in. 25 yards out. He's still going. He's dragging O'Neill with him and McDermott. He gets to the 20. Great run there by the number 38 for Hull FC. Now Burrow up to the 5-yard line. Matotia is going to try and burrow his way over. Can't do it. 2 tackles. 6 again now. Wigan offside. Now what can SA do? He's held up 2 yards short. Burrow comes in at dummy half. Spreads it to the right. Now it's with Hardaker. Didn't let the final pass go. He didn't need to panic. 3 tackles gone. Moy in at dummy half. Spreads it left. Arthur runs across field. Little offload to Harvey Hill. He straightens it up. He's met by Cade Ellis. 10 yards out Hull FC, just to the right of the post. Now it goes left. It's with Arthur. He straightens it up. Going for the post. He's a yard short. Field with the tackle. 5th tackle coming up. Under the sticks. Burrow, he's going to go to the left-hand side. It's with Cesar. Short pass there to that man who's been a nuisance since he came on, Jed Cartright, and he goes over the line for Hull FC. Well-deserved 4 points there for the home side. Wigan floundering in defence there. And all started with Zach Hardacre using his brains on 2 tackles, not letting that final pass go to the right hand side. First try for Cartwright this season for Hull FC. Yeah, since he came on as an interchange in that first half, he's played really, really well. It was Caesar on the 5th. I thought he was going to put a little chip kick through there, but the long legs of Cartwright, he cut back on the inside. Bevan French put an arm out, and as Bevan French put an arm out, he made contact with Cartwright. It was going at pace, and it spun. He spun in the air, did Bevan French, as he dropped off the tackle. Farriman couldn't do anything. In fact, the best tackle came from Davy Litton trying to pick him up off the floor, celebrating. Let's get them points on the board. Let's get them points on the board for Hull FC. It's going to be a tricky conversion to come for Hardacre, but it's not right on the touchline. I'd expect him to get this probably about 10 yards in, 12 yards in. So 1 from 2 so far for Hardacre. No problem. No problem for the shaven-headed kicker. That's another 2 points on the board for Hull FC. Do you know, if Hull FC turned Wigan over today, is it a shock? I think it is, purely because Wigan have been steamrolling teams, haven't they? And Hull FC, they've been inconsistent, put in some poor performances. But from the very get-go today, they've been at it. They've been at it. Long way to go. But this is not disappointing as a contest, that's for sure. Matotia from the kickoff runs in, shoulder first to the 10, met by Eze, Kieran and Partington. A few words being exchanged. It's getting personal. Blimey, who was that? That was McDermott, who's absolutely flattened Lewis Martin, but he just gets up, plays the ball, no problem whatsoever, no drama. A good, solid hold on that ball going into contact. Matotia's just getting some treatment in back play. 4 tackles gone, just outside their own 20 now. Moy, he's driving it in, gets up to his own 40. 5th tackle, so it's going to be a Cesar or Arthur. Who's it going to be? Arthur's going to be kicking from his own 40, puts a long kick in. It's taken by Field about 8 yards out from his own goal line. Now he gets up to the 20. He's met by Harvey Hill. Hardacre was there but wasn't needed because Joe Bachelor was in there as well. And that's what I mean about 2 tacklers doing the job for Hull FC, not creating gaps because that 3rd and 4th defender has got to go in. Eckersley, what can he do? Up to the 30. Makes a yard after contact. Sees out with a tackle. Cartwright in there as well. Bevan French down that right hand side. Try sidestepping Matotia. Can't quite do it. 4 tackles gone. Wigan still inside their own half. Cade Ellis up to the halfway line. Just keeps hold of that ball. Smith's going to be putting a kick in. He's running forward now. Puts it in from about 45 yards out. Not a good kick though. Picked up by Bachelor. Bachelor runs inside. And eventually he's brought down and they'll be starting just inside their own 30. Good starting position for Hull FC. Moy, what can he do? He runs into Eze and Noah Hodkinson. Eze trying with the ball steal there, but a good, solid carry. Kept hold of the ball, no problem. Wright drives it in. He's met by Brad O'Neill and Eze. Barrow comes in at dummy half. Spreads it right. Moy up to the 40. I'd like to say clattered by Nsemba and Eze, but he wasn't because he kind of spun around them and they couldn't get that real hit on him to loosen the ball. Now coming down the left-hand side with Eze, he bounces off Partington. Now he comes back inside, bounces off O'Neill, and McDermott, referee calls held. Last tackle coming up. Arthur on Wigan's 30, puts a high kick in. It's in the corner. Hodkinson under pressure, takes it well, gets to ground, and it was Cartwright who challenged him as well. He's got the height, hasn't he? So the Wigan youngster doing well there. Cartwright now with the tackle. 2 tackles gone for Wigan, 3 metres made, still inside their own 10. Eckersley gets over their own 10, centre field, but 3 tackles gone. O'Neill in at dummy half, spreads it right to Kieran. He's trying to get up to his own 20, can't quite do it. Cesar in there with a tackle. O'Neill in dummy half, spreads it right to Partington. Partington runs straight at Caesar, but Harvey Hill's there to help, and Matotia gets up to the 30. Fifth tackle on his own 30. Smith puts a kick in. Over to that. Is it going to go into touch? It's a 40-20. No, it's not. Oh, my word. Who's going to get there? It's a foot race. It's a foot race. What happened there was, it's the try for the Warriors. There was a long kicking from his own 30 by Harry Smith. He went over to the right-hand side for Wigan. Trying to get back there was Logan Moy. As the ball was going out of play, it was out of play, but it hadn't touched the ground. He's dived out of play, knocked it back in play to stop the 40-20, but Bevan French steaming up there. Then, as Moyes knocked it back in field, Bevan French, it's a foot race between French and Moy, and Bevan French gets there first, puts the ball down. In hindsight, it's a wonderful thing. Moy should have just let the 40-20 go. But he dives from infield, and he'd put it, it wouldn't have... He'd put his... Hang on a minute. He'd put his foot in on the touchline, so that ball is dead. Well, how will this work now? Because Moy, as he dived out of field, his last touch was of his foot on the line, and then he knocked it backwards. So does that mean it's then out of play and it's a 40-20 for Wigan because the ball in theory has gone dead? I think this will be chalked off for the Warriors. I'm not putting me 4 points on yet. So Bevan French is onside just, but it won't matter because he's not within the 10 when Moy makes contact. So that kick's come in from the 30, so 40-20, if it's gone out, it definitely is. Moy then, he puts his foot's on the line, he now dives out of the field by the ball's in the air and bats it back. So does that mean the ball is then dead because he's touched it when his foot was on the line? Yeah, that's the end of the play then. He's made contact with the ball on the line, so it's a 40-20. But you can't carry it on because the ball goes dead, so it won't be a try for Wigan. That's a bit unlucky. No try. So they've got away with one there. He'll learn from that, Logan Moy. I don't think he'll do that again in a hurry. I better sort my clock out. It's gone berserk now. We're on 59 minutes and 23. Don't worry about the time. Don't panic. I'm just waiting for the referee getting us back underway. So yeah, he got away with it because we just see it as well. If it was a grounding, it would have been grounded by Bevan French, but all irrelevant because of that foot on the sideline. Look, more than judgment there for the Hull FC player, but he's having a good game. Hull FC 16, Wigan 8. Just over 20 minutes to go. The crowd are being treated, as are we, to an absolute cracking match of rugby league. So, it's going to be Wigan. Patrick Mago's come back on for Wigan now. So we'll get underway on the 10. Eze drives it in, centre field. Salabio, he's back on. HIA, he's all good to go. And Semba, 10 yards out, looking for a gap. Can't find one. He's wrapped up by Harvey Hill. And that man, Cartwright, who's having a corker of a game. Do you know, if I had to pick a man of the match at the moment, Cartwright would definitely be in there. If you're watching this, and if you're watching this, let me know who you think your man of the match is. What I mean is, if you're watching it and listening to us, let us know. Cartwright's got to be in there. Now Mago, twinkle toes that he is. Now he's bouncing a few Hull FC players off tackles there. We've not really seen that so far. Whether they're just getting a little bit tired now. Wigan coming down that right hand side. Delayed pass to Adam Kieran. Kieran gets in, puts the ball down. That'll be a try for the Warriors. Do you know, that's the first real time that I've seen Hull FC drop off a tackle. It was Mago driving it in there. All right, he's a bit of a unit, but so far for Hull FC, they've had no problem in getting hold of him and stopping him. There, they actually fell off the tackle, and it was Harvey Hill who finally brought him to stop. But from the next play, it was a quick play of the ball, a delayed pass by Bevan French, and down that right-hand side, Adam Kieran. Oh, who's that who held off? There was somebody in the line there. That's the first time we've really seen it. I can't see which player it is. It might have been. Who is it? It might have been. I'm not going to say, because I don't want to do them a disservice if it's not them. But it was the first time he bought the dummy from Bevan French and just paused, and then that paused meant that he couldn't quite get across to Adam Kieran. Conversion to come. As things stand, Hull FC 16, Wigan 12. I'll sort that clock out in a minute. Kieran takes a breath. Good connection. Straight through the middle, another 2 points on the board for the Warriors. We've got a 2-point ball game, ladies and gentlemen. How would you like your rugby league? Exciting as this? It definitely is. 62 minutes on the clock and 23 seconds. In the words of Gladiator, are you not entertained? Big smile on his face there. Adam Kieran gives Partington a little kiss on the head. That head. Volsi edits, Wigan needs to get some stops and score. Come on, we're getting back underway. Have you had a bet on it, Volts, or are you just a Wigan fan and you want them to take the 2 points? I put my accumulator on in the 100k challenge. It's down already. I got the Leeds victory, and then I'm not keep going on about it now. Castleford letting me down last night, getting turned over by York. 17 minutes and change to go. Sam Eze driving it forward. No, it's that man again. Joe Bachelor, he tackles way above his size. Absolutely flattened Eze there and drove him backwards. Mago up to Wigan's 30, 4 tackles gone. Smith puts a kick in on the 4th, inside his own 40. He's going for a 40-20, can't get it this time though. Bachelor with a good take. Briscoe with a good take, sorry. And he's bringing it back. Almost found a gap there. Finally put on the ground on his own 30. Arthur in at dummy half. Spreads it left to Hardacre. Short pass to Martin into the line. Up to his own 40. 2 tackles gone. Hardacre trying to get over the halfway line. Does so by about 5 yards. Does well there, Hardacre. Had a good game. Now it's with that man once again, Joe Bachelor, driving it in up to Wigan's 30, just short of it. Burrow in at dummy half. Now Hull trying to come down that left-hand side. They've got an overlap there. Moy in the line. He's cut back inside up to Wigan's 20. They had a man overlap there, did Hull FC, but couldn't utilise it. On the 5th, Caesar, he's got time to put a measured high kick in. It's going to land 10 yards out. It's first touches from a Hull FC player. I think it might have been Cartwright, but then it just goes into the hand of Eckersley. And Wigan now spreading it down this left-hand side. Noah Hodkinson, well tackled by Hardacre. One-handed pick up by Harry Smith at dummy half. Drives it in. He's brought down by Salabio. Brad O'Neill in at dummy half. Wigan on their own 30. Ooh, that looks a bit forward to Noah Hodkinson. Yeah. Now they've done him for a... Who was that? They've done Salabio for a high tackle on Hodkinson. The pass to Hodkinson was... Oh, it was forward, man. He's got away with one there. He has a smile on his face as well, Brad O'Neill. I'm not surprised. Then he looks round to the referee and goes, hey, high tackle on Noah Hodkinson. It was a forward pass. It wasn't even flat, but Wigan got away with one there. So they'll be starting on Hull KR's 40 down this left-hand side. It'll be Jake Wardle to get us underway. Spreads it right to Smith, to Mago. Mago only knows one way forward. Straight into Salabio. Harvey Hill finishes the tackle off. O'Neill goes right once again with Bevan French up to the 40. A little handoff to Eze. Eze runs into Harvey Hill. Salabio's there. Once again, 2 players for Hull FC doing the job on Wigan's pack. Means there's no space when the play of the ball comes. Can Jaifield find a space? No, he can't, because that man once again, Joe Bachelor, with a good tackle. Harvey Hill, in this heat, he's put such a good shift in for Hull FC. And now it's been knocked on by Partington, or was there a hand in there from Cartwright? It came out like it came from a shotgun, which makes me think there'd be a hand. Yeah, Cartwright doesn't agree, but the referee says there was a hand in there. Let's have a look. Oh, I think he might be a little bit hard done to there. That ball's just squirted out. Caesar's having a look at the screen, maybe thinking, should we be challenging this captain's challenge? I'd be tempted. The only problem with these captain's challenges is, because you've got all the players around, there's not always conclusive evidence, is there? So it becomes an unsuccessful challenge, but you retain your challenge. But do you know the other reason? They've still got 1 challenge left, Hull FC. Wigan blew theirs. But it's because it's a penalty to Wigan. So now Kieran, he's going to take the 2. He'll level things up just to the right of the post, 22 yards out. Meat and drink to a kicker of his quality. But that is why I would have definitely been captain's challenging that one if I was Hull FC. Because if it goes in your favour, not only you get the ball, but it stops Wigan having this opportunity. Got to be worth the gamble, surely. 67 minutes on the clock. What's the opportunity you're going to get in the next 13? You may not get one. Adam Kieran, no problem. Through the post. It's all square, ladies and gentlemen. It's all square. Vaulted it, so you'll be a little bit happier with this. Are we going to be going to Golden Point? Not in this weather, surely, to goodness. 80 minutes is going to be a struggle. And now they've forwarded the clock. I'm sure they do it on purpose just to... $67.49. I've got to let it... It's going to be Hull FC to get us back underway. Hardacre it'll be with the kick. $67.44 they've set it to. Right. We're up and running. Sam Eze drives it in. Salabia gets the first contact, then helped by Hill. Partington to Mago. Mago drives it forward over the 20. Makes about 5 yards after contact there. Quick play of the ball. And Sember. Not seen much of Sember today. Done nothing wrong, but just not had much of the ball. Up to the halfway line now with Cade Ellis. O'Neill in at dummy half. 4 tackles gone on the halfway line. Mago sidesteps Salabia. Runs into Harvey Hill. Bounces off him. Then he's wrapped up by Cartwright. 5th tackle. Smith's going to be kicking from 45 yards out. Puts the high kick in down this left-hand side for Wigan. Briscoe's underneath it. Under pressure. Didn't take his eyes off that ball for 1 millisecond. And he was under real pressure there. Took it well. Really, really good defence there from Hull FC once again. He must have heard the hoofs of Jaifield hurtling towards him, but he just stayed focused on the ball. Well, that's a forward pass. Got away with it, Hull FC. Coming down the right hand side, Hardacre cuts inside. Brought down by Smith. And there's a late shot in the background there on Brough. Bevan French is pointing out that he disagrees. It doesn't matter. The referee's blown his whistle, and we don't have, as Wigan fans, we don't have a captain's challenge left. God blimey. Oh, it was Eze. It was a little bit late. Oh, it was a bobble as well. Oh, it's marginal. In slow motion, it looks awful. At full speed, it kind of, yeah. All right, it's a penalty. Right, we're up and running again. Salabio drives it in, 25 yards out. Hodkinson in at dummy half, spreads it left. It's with Harvey Hill. Logan Moy with a quick pass through the hands there. And on the wing, Martin thought about setting off down the line, then realised, I better come inside. It's only on the second tackle. Cartwright drives it forward now. He's taped up like Pudsey Burr. Scissor, 10 yards out. Arthur coming down the right-hand side. A little reverse pass to Moy. He's brought down by Harry Smith. 3 tackles gone, 10 yards out. Arthur. He's going to take the tackle there. Contact's about 5 yards out. Under the post. Hodkinson dummy half. Spreads it left. Caesar's gone for the drop goal. Oh, and it's drifted to the left of the post. Do you know that setup then? You can normally see it, can't you? You can normally see the setup, and I couldn't then. He was hanging back, and I thought Harvey Hill was going to take the pass. And Caesar, he was under pressure as that kick was coming in, and he's just let it drift to the left of the post. Whew. Offload on the halfway line for Wigan. Picked up by Farrimond. He's almost up to the 40 now. Centre field. Brought down by Salabio and Will Hodkinson. Smith spreads it to the left-hand side. And Sember almost breaks the line. Looking for the offload. There's no one in support. Wardle comes in at dummy half. 3 tackles gone. Goes down the short side, Wardle. Looking for a gap. Briscoe, wise to that one, brings him down 5 yards out. Hodkinson in at dummy half. Spreads it to the right. Ellis. Oh, twinkle toes Ellis. Then he straightens it up. 12 yards out. 5th tackle coming up for Wigan. Centre field. Barryman dummy half. Spreads it left. It's with Smith. Sidesteps the first tackle. He's found a gap. He's found a gap and he's put that ball down as a little magician for the Warriors. I'm not surprised we've just signed him on another 4-year contract. Everybody thought that kick was coming in, including me. I think some of the Hull FC players maybe did as well. But he avoided the first tackle, saw a gap, and then that first 5 yards burst of speed meant he could utilise the space that was there. Puts that ball down. Wigan take a 4-point lead. We're coming into the nuts and bolts of this game now, aren't we? 73 minutes almost on the clock. This is the kind of time where mistakes always matter, but there's no time for recovery, is there? Quick look in live chat while we wait for Adam Kieran to convert this. Stephen Pope says Wigan have been shocking today. I wouldn't say they've been shocking, mate. I wouldn't say they've been at the best, but I think that's taken a little bit away from Hull FC. You know, Hull FC have played well and not really allowed Wigan to play. You are right in the respect of too many mistakes from Wigan, but, you know, and simple mistakes, knocking it on, loose carries, forward passes. We've not seen that in the last few weeks. And Stephen Pope says, what a try for Smith. It certainly was. He certainly made it himself, didn't he? I don't know if you're watching it as well or... Oh, no! He's absolutely clattered that into the upright as Adam Kieran. I'd have put my mortgage on that 2 points going over. He hit it so hard, the post was literally wobbling. It looked like it had come from IKEA. Maybe the heat is melting the plastic. It literally... I've never seen an upright do that before. He hit it so hard... That 2-point miss could be vital. It turns it from a 2-score game, doesn't it? Back to a 1-score. That's massive, that. Absolutely massive for Wigan and Hull FC. Back underway, they're going short from the kick-off, Hardacre. And it's picked up by Zach Eckersley. Cartwright with a tackle. Wigan will be starting 25 yards out. Partington drives it in. Stephen Pope says, and I hate to agree with you because of what you've said, that could cost Wigan. That could cost Wigan, and it could. McDermott over the halfway line. You know, once if Hull FC do pull level and when we go into extra time, you know, anything can happen there, can't it? Anything can happen, and it just shows that miss from Caesar where it just drifted to the left of the post from that attempted drop goal. Little margins, isn't it? Kick comes in from Wigan. Briscoe goes up on his own 5. It's bounced off. It's bounced off. Somebody's shoulder, picked up by Wardle. Wardle's crawling towards the line. His elbow doesn't touch his floor. On-field decision, no try. Outstretched arm puts the ball down. Whether there's a knock on here, I'm not sure. There might have also been contact in the air. Lot to look at here. Let's have a look at the game clock. That's first and foremost. 74:49. That's where we're up to. That's what game time is left. So, everyone on the left is onside from that kick from Smith, just inside Hull FC's 30. So you've got Nsemba, Wardle and Hodkinson. They're going to be the players that are attacking that ball. Briscoe is waiting underneath it. He's jumping. Junior Nsemba's running towards him and jumping towards him with his arm in the air. Hodkinson's got his arm in the air. And it comes off. It comes off first, Noah Hodkinson. Now, if he's knocked it backwards, that'll be a try for Wigan. If he's knocked it forwards, that's going to be chalked off. Stephen Pope said, this ref, he can't stand him. He's not a fan of the referee. Are we talking about Tom Grant or the on-field referee? I think sometimes the lady referee we had at York last week was all right. You could hardly tell she was in the game. On-field decision is no try. Oh, here we go. Here we go. It's still a 4-point ball game, so it must have been knocked forward. Was it not? Oh, I'm not sure that went forward, you know. But all that matters is on-field referee. That's who Stephen Pope doesn't like. If you watch back, you might like the referees. I think there's been a couple of dodgy decisions today. One of them costing Hull FC a try, in my view. But it's all about small margins. And I think the video referee, he couldn't quite see, and that's why he... Right, my clock's up to date again. That's why he couldn't overturn the on-field decision of no try. So, fourth tackle on the halfway line, down the left-hand side for Hull FC. Wrapped up, no, Bevan French falls off the tackle. Now it's SASA over the 40, pushes Smith back, finally brought down by Brad O'Neill. Fifth tackle coming up. Arthur, 35 yards out, central, puts a high kick in. Hodkinson's underneath it on his own 10, rises well, takes it well. Woo. Now he's holding his head, lets the ball go. No, you can't do that. He's let the ball go, and then it was picked up by, who's picked that ball up and ran towards the goal line. You can't just let the ball go, although when your head's nearly been took off your shoulders, I don't think you're that bothered about letting go of a ball, are you? Let's just stop this clock. Let's have a look at what happened. It doesn't look good, this, for Noah Hodkinson. He's still down. Whether it's a little bit of professionalism coming in from one so young, I don't know. But I didn't see, I know it was a good take, whether he caught a bit of a clock in. Oh, he's up now. So we've got 4 minutes to go. Stephen Pope says they're going to give a try here. They're not. They're not. They're not. He shouldn't have let go of that ball. I haven't got audio. I don't know. Everybody seemed to stop. Now, if the referee's blown his whistle, it's done and dusted. If he's not blown his whistle, then it's a try, isn't it? Isn't it? So Hodkinson goes up. He's not taken out in the air, because if he was, it was by his own player, Harry Smith. And then I think he rolled into Briscoe, was it? No, it wasn't Briscoe. Oh! In slow motion, it was Joe Bachelor. His considerable knee into the face of Noah Hodkinson. Nothing that Bachelor did wrong there. It's just one of them things where the player comes into contact with another player. Right, you can stop, Stephen Pope, you can stop panicking. You can stop panicking. The referee had blown his whistle. Stephen Pope says, knee in the face, I'm telling you, Hull FC are going to score a try in the next 4 minutes. They're not, mate. Think positive, unless you're a Hull FC fan, of course. We're up to... Right, sort the clock out, Sky. Come on. I've set mine going. Theirs is still... They're resetting theirs, so... It's been a hell of a contest. Do you know, on a day like this, this is a game where if it was a draw, you'd say, well, I don't think either team could argue. Sky's clock's gone now, so we're relying on mine. The heat's got to it. Kick came in from Wigan. Now it's Logan Moy. Trying a broken defence from Wigan here. Finally brought down by Brad O'Neill. In at dummy half, Lewis Martins. Scampering himself because there was nobody there in support. Up to his own 40. 2 tackles gone. Centre field. Forward pass there. Oh my word. How's that not been given as a forward pass by the referee? It was to Arthur. The assistant must have seen that. It's with Moy in the line. Up to Wigan's 40. 4 tackles gone. Referee calls held. Caesar, 40 yards out. Short pass to Eze. Eze drives it in. Brought down by Patrick Mago. 5th tackle. Arthur with a kick from outside Wigan's 30. Don't let it bounce. It's knocked backwards by Zach Hardacre. It's picked up by McDermott. He's not going downfield. Looks like he hurt his ankle then. Now Partington brings it up to the halfway line. Picked up one-handed by Field. Hull FC's defence is not set now. They're looking a little bit leggy. Cartwright with the tackle. Wigan on the 40. Eckersley into the line. That's a high tackle. Surely to goodness by Cartwright. Not a swinging arm, but like came off his head and... Take the 2. If we take the 2 here now, Wigan, yeah, it was off the shoulder and into the face. Can't be doing that by Cartwright. They're just feeling like they're looking like this one's gone now. Stephen Pope says take the 2. Yeah, for sure, mate. Burn that clock up. Burn that clock up. I don't know what's happening with Sky's clock. Theirs has disappeared, so I'll just leave mine running now. 78 minutes and 27 on the clock. If we can get the 2 points here, that's going to be pretty much the ball game, because there'll be one. They're going to have to go the full length of the field, aren't they? The one thing he needs to do is make sure it goes dead. We don't want to be hitting the upright like we've just done from that attempted conversion. 2 from 5 so far this afternoon from Kieran. Not his best afternoon. Stephen Pope says Cartwright has cost them a few penalties. He has, mate, but he's played well. He's played right on the edge today. And going forward, he's been superb. Made some good tackles in defence. Came on first half interchange. He looked good. He looked good. Kieran, good strike. He's put it wide. At least it's gone dead. What on earth is going on? He looks back at his team like, what is going on? He got a brilliant strike. No problem with the distance. So it's a 1-score ball game again. Hull FC 16, Wigan 20. Now they've gone short from the kickoff. And it's Cartwright, that man who's got the ball over the halfway line. Oh, Wardle with a one-on-one ball steal. Is it a one-on-one ball steal? No, it said there was 2 people in the tackle. What on earth are you doing, you clown? Stephen Pope says misses again. Right, there's about 30 seconds left. I don't know what he was thinking of then. So they've not gone for the 2. It would have been a long kick and no use anyway. So they've gone to touch. Caesar up to Wigan's 20. Cartwright drives it in there. Partington with the tackle. Oh my word. Well, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about the clock, but all I can say is the final hooter has gone. Wigan Warriors, they take the points back to Lancashire, but what a performance by Hull FC. Wigan definitely not at the best today. Far too many mistakes from the Warriors. Hull FC definitely bossed that first half. There was one stage they were on 63% possession, 64, something like that. They'll be a little bit miffed at a try that was on-field decision was no try. Video referee, he didn't overturn, and for me, it would have been overturned. You know, he's probably got more angles than me and saw something I didn't. So, but from what I saw, I would have been overturning the referee's decision not to give the try. So the Hull FC fans and maybe the players, they'll be a little bit irked at that decision. Andy Last, he'll have probably had some good views of it. So his interview later on and with the press, that will be something that will be brought up. So, I mean, the game doesn't work that, yeah, all right, that try would have meant it was all square, because the game changes completely and you can't, it doesn't work like that, as we know. But they will be really, really, like I say, irked that that decision wasn't overturned and the try awarded. Also, a couple of decisions that went Wigan's way, Wigan getting the try in the following set of 6 as well. So, yeah, a little bit of discontent maybe in some of the refereeing decisions is coming from the Hull FC fans. The players, they'll just take it on the chin, won't they? But I'm sure the backroom staff, the coaching staff and the fans from Hull FC will be not too impressed with the officiating today. As that result stands now, Wigan, they will move up into 3rd place on 22 points. Just 2 behind Warrington, and they've gone above Hull KR. Hull KR do have that game in hand though. So, all that's left for me to say is, there'll be highlights of this out, and I'll try and put in some footage for analysing, and you know, you make your own minds up as to what you think. Next video I've got coming out will be a look back at this round 16, all the games from this round. That'll be out on hopefully on Monday, so keep your eyes out for that one. The 100k challenge, that's gone again. Castleford let me down last night, losing to York. We just keep going. I did say that all this weekend there could have been a banana skin in there, but you can only go with what you think results wise are going to happen. And I honestly didn't expect, after that performance York put in against the Wigan last week, I didn't expect them to go to Castleford and get 2 points. That's rugby league though. Any team on any given day. I mean, look at Huddersfield. They can't buy a win at the moment, turning the Warriors over at the Warriors Stadium. That's rugby league for you. And Harry Smith got the Betfred player of the match. Yeah, I could see why, but you could have also looked at Arthur on the other side and said he played well. Logan Moy had a good game. Briscoe had a good game. You know, Cartwright had a good game. So many players to pick. Let me know in the comments who you would have had. Yeah, again, you can leave a comment. YouTube likes that apparently, so it makes the video go further. So if you can do that, I appreciate it. Thank you to Stephen Pope for joining me in live chat. Been my pleasure to host you today. Also in live chat was Frankie James as always. Thank you, Frankie. Volt Edits at work listening to us. Hope you're not working too hard, like I said. Then if you're working till 5, you're on your way home now. You've got the result you wanted, a Wigan win. Hull KR fans, commiserations. your boys put in a great performance today, and ultimately it's the kind of game where if Hull FC, sorry, apologies, I know what that rivalry is like. I don't want to be upsetting the Hull FC fans calling them the Robins, but if we'd have been talking now about a Hull FC victory by 2 points or whatever, I don't think anybody will have said, "God, well, Wigan, absolute garbage today." I don't think that would have been the case. I think Hull FC put in a real good performance. Defensively, from the off, they'd obviously worked on it in training, and it worked really, really well. So kudos to them. Came up just a little bit short, but like I said in commentary, these games sometimes come down to tiny margins, and we've seen that again today. So they will stay in 10th place with Hull FC now. Level on points with Bradford, who sit just below them on goal difference. Bradford do have that game to come though, so they have that game in hand. So Hull FC will be hoping that St Helens can do Hull FC a favour tomorrow. I think St Helens will do Bradford. It's a bit difficult, but I think they'll just have too much for a Bradford side. They're still kind of settling in a little bit inconsistent, kind of putting in good performances, but don't come away with the 2 points too often. Right, that's all I've got to say on that game. Woo, blimey. It's hot in the studio as well, not only on that pitch. Yeah, thanks to everybody who's joining me. Matty Pete's just being interviewed now. Has he got a smile on his face? He doesn't smile often, does he? Does he feel like he got one away? I don't know what he's saying, so I couldn't tell you. Right, I'm going to go and do my cricket highlight video now. Keep your eye out for that one if you're into your cricket. England and New Zealand, day 3. Third and final test at Lords, 1-1 in the series. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button. Ping that notifications bell, and if you like the content, if you can just give me a like, I really would appreciate that. I'll see you real soon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye for now.